Is this thing on?
Yeah. It is on now, but you can say it again.
Is this thing on?
It's on now.
Like testing 1 2 hello.
Testing. Testicles, ovaries and under. Yes, hello. Hey guys, welcome to a very special, cozy little UCR live event. We're here with, of course, who, Jeffrey? Who do we have with us?
Oh, I know. Pick me. Katrina A Johnson from Nickelodeon's All That.
Oh, boo.
Hey.
Hello, Katrina A Johnson from Nickelodeon's All That. How are you?
Hello. Oh,
Let's talk about while we're doing our special show today.
Because I am stuck in New York quarantining and I have nothing else to do. So let's have some fun.
Let's talk some shit. Yay. Cheers to all. So, Jeffrey Emmett, how are you, my dear?
I am fabulous. I'm still working through my children on a daily basis. Now we're rotating. They want to watch Mannequin or Dirty Dancing. And it was on HBO. It doesn't seem to be anymore. So we were searching on Amazon Prime, and the remake came up. The one with the Grace from Will and Grace there. What's her? Debbie, whatever.
There's a remake of Mannequin.
Yeah. And it's got like
I didn't know that.
Abigail. Oh. Even the kids were like, it's shit. They're like, yeah, they're like,
those are your kids for sure. Those are definitely your kids. You did that.
0.75 stars. It's shit. Like, Tyler's like, Daddy, I don't want to watch this one. Can we watch the other one? This one's not good.
Wow.
7-year-old, he knows. Sorry.
Red to filth.
No, is that
Now,
her name?
Who? Deborah Messing. Deborah Messing.
I love her, but girl, that was not the movie.
Well, look, she's troublesome. Let's put it that way.
Well, I like the drunk friend. That's me.
Yeah, Karen. We like with a Karen.
The only time I'll be okay with being called a Karen.
Just
we have to talk about this. We have to talk about because both of you have been watching the oldie.
Yes,
Punky Brewster.
Punky reboot. Hey,
So I haven't had a chance to check it out yet because it's been a very hectic. I had a very hectic birthday weekend. I decided to take a birthday week actually this year, and
a whole season. I'm so proud of you.
I haven't watched it. I've been living my life, girl.
Yes.
Girl, he was
Thank you, a birth season. Good for you.
Pictures of booze all weekend. I was so proud.
Perfect.
So rude. So give me the 411 on Punky. You weren't loving it, Jeff, straight away. So what's
I think it takes a little bit of warming up too. But old Punky is sort of, well, she's back and she's kind of returning the favor of taking in a foster that is just like her, spitting image. But she's grown up now. She has kids. She has an ex-husband, Freddie Prinze Jr. He came out of retirement for this one.
Top up the bank account.
It's very cute.
I can't listen. I know it's horrible. We're not supposed to in 2021 talk about people's looks. But can we talk about it for a minute? Because listen, I'm profiling. Right?
I think he looks cute.
I put in the hair fibers. He couldn't get some hair fibers. Nobody told him about it. He's balding. And then I'm like watching it, and I think it's because I'm projecting, right? Him, Jason Priestley, Luke Perry was another one. They all have those horrible like man forehead wrinkles, and it scares the shit out of me because I'm like, oh my god! I like ran in the bathroom and was slathering every product of Estee Lauder I had. Like, I can't do it.
Okay, I thought he looked cute. I thought he looked like this, former rock star, struggling musician, whatever, like his character was supposed to be. Somebody that Punky would have married and divorced. I think he looks the part.
Rode hard and put away wet.
Well, that's the part. That's how musicians look.
That is how musicians, especially older age musicians.
Right.
But like the little girl that's playing the foster kid, she, I think, is the best. Like her character, I think, is the best out of the kids in this show.
Well, she's the only one with like true spunk.
Yeah,
I mean, she takes the cake. She is the kind of the star of the show.
Like the
next gen Punky.
and then Cherry's a lesbian.
Oh, I haven't gotten that far yet.
Yeah, oh, no.
Spoiler alert,
alert.
Jeffrey.
No.
What the hell?
They dropped that in the first one, but it was just like a fleeting.
Oh, I
reference.
missed it.
Yeah,
I was watching
because
it.
I caught it and I'm like, what? Cherry's gay? She a lebo? And she was. And she actually kisses a girl in like the 5th episode or the 4th.
Freaking spoiler alert over here.
Yeah, but
Yeah.
like it's kind of filthy, right? Like I don't think the show knows what it wants to be. Is
Well,
it a reboot
I think
for
it
us,
is.
or is it supposed to be a family show? Because the things they're talking, she was talking about shaving her garden.
Oh, I saw that.
That's definitely for the adults, and I think this is the problem they had with Hilary Duff and the Lizzie McGuire reboot too. Where how much do you aim it for the original audience to not include that younger audience?
Right, like it's trying to do both, and I don't know. Like, unless you really liked the show, I don't know that it really works. Like, it's like a half Disney kids show.
Yes.
Like one of those with
And
the
then
kids,
half evolved modern adult.
but still like very
Yes.
like campy,
Very
like,
campy.
overacting, like like it's kind of what Fuller House suffered from a little bit, I think, right? Where it was just like you're trying to redo what you already did, and who are you? What do you want, a new audience, or you want us to come back?
I made it through one episode of Fuller House and went, I can't. I think I'm getting sugar diabetes. It's too much.
So it's a little similar, but I think it's cute. I was interested at how the youngest son, who used to be the baby, is sort of experimenting and sort of finding himself and playing with makeup and nail polish.
Well, they do that on the Connors as well.
Yeah, somebody brought that up in one of the reviews of the show. Like they kind of just took all these pieces, but it just like the counters.
I'm a little bit more impressed with the Connors doing it, considering that Roseanne. No, well, considering the show that Roseanne was in its heyday, it was Middle America's,
right,
representation of itself, and for them to go as far as including LGBTQ stuff in their new reboots is big. It's like it's a different world.
Jackie on that show, her character is very campy, but I feel like overall, Becky's a little campy too, but Roseanne wasn't campy, as she was more of that like sarcastic bitch comedy that people, it's
people
funny.
knew her for.
Yeah. And so
that's what you go to Roseanne for.
Problem with like the campy, like
ultra campy sitcom.
Yeah, you've seen most of season 1 already.
Yeah, I'm halfway through it pretty much. Yeah,
Same.
but here's the thing though. As much as I'm like, I can't stop watching, and Margot comes back in the fifth episode, I think, and another one, girl. I'm like, I know they're supposed to reboot Beverly Hills, true, but
Beverly Hills, what
a thrill.
Beverly Hills, what a thrill. Beverly Hills, what a thrill.
It's cookie time.
It's cookie time. It's cookie time. Sorry, I get carried away. Anyway,
love that movie. Shelley Long, hey girl. I know you're watching.
Hey, Shelley,
my good friend.
So Little Moonfry is like living her best moment because she also has this coming out very, very soon. Kid 90, which is a documentary that is cobbled together from her own home videos of growing up in Hollywood as a child star. It's got David Arquette, it's got Corey Feldman, it's got Brian Austin Green, Mark Paul Gosselaar. They cover Jonathan Brandis. There's a whole heap of people in there. So I think people of our generation, let's put it nicely, are going to froth at this, right?
They announced that over a year ago that she was working on it, I think, or I've been like waiting. And those are all like the people that I watched.
It looks so cool.
Yeah.
And it looks like it's actually got something to say about it too. It's not just, I sometimes, especially with those self-regulated ones, they're a bit fluffy. They're a bit fluffy and you're like, oh, okay. But this actually looks like it, because it is just home videos, it captures the moment as it was
Yeah,
without.
I think we're really going to get to see behind the curtain of what it was like to be a child star in the 90s, because Brady talks about in the trailer like some sex. They were
I wonder what
partying,
that was
drugs.
like.
Yeah.
Well, it was easier than it is now. I'll say that.
Yeah.
Well,
Because we had privacy, or we had privacy.
There
I
wasn't
remember
there wasn't a social media machine picking you guys apart straight
Right.
away.
Yes, and I think so. I think that was so much easier, but I mean, not for all of us. Jonathan Brandis would film at this soundstage next door to us, and I was madly in love with him. I would
Well,
see
we
him over there.
all-
for the Sequest or whatever it was.
With the
Mhm.
dolphin sequence.
Yes, and
very
they were
much
next
for
door.
that.
So we were
Loved it.
when we were in Florida.
Did you go
And
touch
I
his
was-
dolphin, Cat?
I mean, I was a little young for him, but I tried.
What
I was
a pretty-
10.
What a
I was
pretty
10,
boy.
and
He was such a pretty boy.
He was beautiful. I can't believe what happened to him.
I know, and him and Ladybugs, like with Rodney Dangerfield.
Beautiful.
Oh, dressing up as a girl to get Vanessa Shaw was such a good flex. Of course, I loved it. And Jack.
Yeah.
Oh,
And look, he was fantastic in It. Come on.
In
No. Yeah, It. Jonathan Brandis was It in It. The
Oh.
original TV movie
Oh,
with Tim Curry.
oh, maybe I should know that.
our
Yeah.
resident historian here.
This bitch, she knows it all.
I'm
Kind of
impressed.
do my research, girl. But yeah, look, I think I'm going to be down for this in a big way. It looks
Yeah.
like
It looks amazing. I can't wait. I'm chomping at the bit.
I like
Did they
some
ever-
of my MPG and Brian Austin Green. Oh.
Yeah, Jeffrey has this thing for Brian Austin Green.
I get it.
No,
I get it.
I do not.
I do. I get it.
Are you
I was like, yeah.
oh, I can't.
No.
Look at that. No, girl.
I
The girls are alone on this one, Jeff. The girls are alone.
love
Yeah.
him.
Why? I just tell me why.
Listen.
Do you
okay,
have his music, Jeffrey? That's going to be the problem.
No.
Do you have a Brian Austin Green CD somewhere?
No. And actually, on the when the show was on air, like I was never really about him. I was kind of always about Dylan and
Yeah, you were. Got to go
yeah.
with a bad boy.
yeah. Like Luke Perry was like
Luke
the-
Perry, oh
oh,
God.
I love him.
Well, I think
Rest
the
in
best thing,
peace, Luke.
the best thing that Brian Austin Green ever did was Megan Fox.
Oh.
Yeah.
Period.
True.
Poor Brian.
It'll never get better than that for him. He plateaued then and there.
Especially after having put up with Tori Spelling for that long. Ugh.
Listen,
Jeffrey loves Tori. He better
I
be
do.
careful.
Imagine.
I've watched every show she's done. I was obsessed with the Wii show, the Tori and Dean in Love or whatever, and then
Oh,
it was
God.
like whatever.
They have like 87 children.
Tori
Yeah.
and Dean in debt, so they're going to do another season.
Well, and then when like she was on Lifetime, like fucking what Luke wanted me to do with my ex, like get on there and tell all of our like no, like that. Is she like?
Oh, because you don't do that now for free. Okay. Okay.
No, I'm not gonna like get into it like that. Like I'll put little bits and pieces, but I'm not about to get it. Like no, we're not gonna do that. Like we're not about to do what was it?
Right. Here at Uncensored, we have limits.
Yeah, totally.
Respectable limits.
We're known for that.
Oh
Here.
dear. But it seems like the whole world is kind of coming to jack our style lately. Like everyone wants that like late 90s, like late 80s, 90s vibe going. I'm just looking back. Look at Netflix doing us wrong.
Babysitters Club.
Redoing
Yes!
the Babysitters Club.
Oh,
They're going for a second season, and I haven't seen it, but apparently it's great.
Well, that's what it's got. Alicia Silverstone in it, right?
Yes.
Somebody
she's
was
in it.
somebody
Oh.
watched it and they actually said that it was good and closer to the books. Somebody our age, one of my friends.
read all the
can't remember
books.
who. Yeah, 'cause
back
that
in the
first
day.
movie sucked with your girl there with Alex Mack.
Don't even.
You
no,
leave
Jeffrey.
Larissa out of this, okay?
No,
She's
Jeffrey.
amazing.
What are you doing in there? Shaving. That was great.
Listen, okay, I remember calling the Big Help and talking to all you bitches because you could call and get the messages. And how many hours are you pledging? It was like, well, I got to pledge all different kinds because I got to see who answers the phone.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Meanwhile, Jeffrey's still running off his time.
So much jealousy. I was such a Nickelodeon kid. And speaking of, they've jacked our style again, not only once in 2019, but in 2021 as well. What the?
Wait, so like, was it on and got canceled? Now it's on.
So
again,
what it is now, instead of being a TV series, it's an event series, as people do these days. And you know what? The first one I have watched in total completeness, and it was really good. It actually was a little bit scary.
They were always scary.
I know, right? So yeah, I was like, oh, I'm gonna check this out because I still love Are You Afraid of the Dark?
Mhm.
And I was like, I'm gonna check this out. So it's a different Midnight Society each season now.
Okay.
So I think that they might be planning to do something bigger and pull out a few old stars. But that's Nickelodeon's
exciting.
prerogative. That's
Mhm.
Nickelodeon's prerogative. I mean,
It's how they do.
all that, whatever.
Where
we're
is
waiting. We're waiting for the call.
Katrina A Johnson show. Damn it. Fuck you,
Yeah.
Amanda.
Okay.
We went there quick today. We went there
I
real
thought we were sober today.
we went there real quick.
Jeffrey, what's in the cup? What's in the
Water.
cup?
Or vodka.
Mm.
But see, Nickelodeon's even selling out. Look what they've done to our Rugrats, guys.
I thought it looked cool when I saw the screenshot of it.
It's cool. Look, they have the original voice cast back, which I think helps a lot.
That's cool.
But
and
if
I
they-
am a sucker for the Rugrats.
I used to
any
love
any of those original Nicktoons, I'm like, sign me up.
yeah,
I am
but
here.
what do you consider original? Because there was like the
Doug,
Doug.
No, before that.
Rugrats, Ren and Stimpy,
Mhm.
and who was it? Who else was it?
But that stuff was
Rugrats,
all
Ren
in the
and Stimpy.
90s. Like in the 80s, they had that Koala Walla show.
Yeah, see, but I'm
What is
Australian.
Cool. I don't know that
we
one.
only got Nickelodeon in that era.
It was an Australian show. It was about the koalas, and they had the sister was a flying panda, or not a panda. Yeah, panda, something, koala bear. And she, Pinky and Blinky, and they had to rub its nose. and it
Blinky
would come-
Bill, mate.
What?
The show's called Blinky Bill.
Noozles. It was called the Noozles. Here it was called the Noozles.
Okay, interesting.
I think Jeffrey's just older than all
And
of
they
us,
had
and
to
it's
go to
before
I
our
think
time.
Jeffrey-
And it's before our time.
David the
Jeffrey's
Gnome.
like, you can't do that on television. We're like,
Yes,
oh, no.
that was my jam. I loved you can't do that.
I used
love
to
that
like
too.
that. I'm
I
all
used to-
about people getting slimed.
I
Water.
was like, slime me right now. I was all about it.
But then-
I was all about it.
But then I got slimed lots of times. You got to be careful what you
And you're
wish
like-
for. It goes in places.
It goes, there's issues. There's issues
It
with
goes
that.
everywhere it's not supposed to.
But
I was-
go. It's all right.
I was a big fan of the Elephant Show.
What?
Sharon
I
Lois and Bram. It was the 80s.
Okay,
Yeah.
not much has changed because Jeffrey is still hunting a nice elephant truck daily.
Oh well, look.
Must be large and in charge.
No way.
From one horror story to another, they are still jacking our style. They're still jacking our style with R.L. Stein's Fear Street movies coming to Netflix this year as well, which I am super excited about because this bitch was all about Fear Street as well.
Was that
Ooh.
the one that had the redheaded bitch that kept getting attacked while she was working at a store with mannequins or something?
Yeah, they were all different stories. So it was like teenage Goosebumps because it was a little
Right.
bit sexier and
Mhm.
they used
three
to
of them
make
or
out and be like,
something.
ooh.
With that
Naughty.
one character, I just remember she had red hair and she was like a mean bitch. And
Yeah.
the second book,
'Cause
she
there was-
wasn't so bad.
Was that The Babysitter? Those books?
No. I thought it was Fear something by R.L. Stein.
It's probably one of the Fear Street books because there's 100,079 of them.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know. There was,
But they were all fantastic. They were like Netflix is sitting on a gold mine with that.
Oh yeah, they've
because
got
it
a
was
ton of
originally- yeah.
material.
Well, it was originally a Fox product, and because of what happened with Fox Disney, they actually shot the 3 movies back to back, and they've been sitting there waiting because Fox
Wow.
folded.
Hopefully
Disney
they're better
Disney
than
didn't want 'em.
Goosebumps.
Disney didn't want them, so they
Mhm.
sold them to Netflix.
A little
and
too
they're-
racy for the Disney
Yeah,
brand.
I think it's like
Why
ooh, they're
wouldn't they just
kissing
put it
each
on
other.
Hulu? I don't get Disney's fucking malfunction. Like, why?
Because
You
they don't want to
have
be too
Hulu.
adult.
Right, but you have Hulu. That's the adult streaming
know.
service. Why didn't they put Hillary Duff there? Why? I mean, I just don't get it.
Love Victor should be there. You know.
Meanwhile, we got racist people singing songs in like Dumbo and shit. You know, like.
Wait,
with a warning
who are
these
the
days.
who are the racist people?
No, I don't think it was that. It was
On Hulu.
not have been Dumbo. No, but that's on Disney Plus. But they're so like, oh, like they couldn't have Love Victor because of the homosexuals.
The homosexuals are coming
They
to
had to move
corrupt
it
the
to-
children.
To,
Not
God
the children.
Hulu.
Right.
Well,
Well,
that's what they have
it's
us
a-
for,
Well.
to corrupt the children.
All right. I have a little game to play.
Uh-oh.
It's a
Okay.
quiz. It's a
Oh,
quiz.
dear. I'm
So you
gonna
guys
lose.
you guys just have to keep a tally of your score. Okay.
Okay.
I'm gonna read
Let me
you
roll
a
over here.
list
Let me get
to
a
check
pen.
how old you really are. How
Oh
old-
God, I hate it
No.
already.
How
You
it's a
can keep
BuzzFeed.
scoring.
How elder a millennial are you?
I'm
Because
the
we-
eldest millennial. I'm the oldest millennial.
We
Alright.
fall into that category, so
Okay.
I'm
you
gonna
know,
claim X.
you
I'm ready.
cannot claim X. All right. Mark down a point for all of the following. It's very American list, so I
Excellent.
went with it.
Wait,
Okay.
you're really making me. I gotta get it. I don't have a pen.
You can just use your fingers, Jeff. It's
No,
fine.
bitch. I'm not that smart.
And you don't want to know what else he uses his fingers for.
Yeah.
I'm
Stinky
old.
A pen is
dinky.
a pen is
Three
safer.
With what time? When I got 3 kids, bitch, I ain't got time for nothing. I was on medication for 3 years. My shit don't work. I'm just
Allegedly.
playing. Yeah.
See,
allegedly.
this is why this episode is called Them Elder Millennial Blues.
Oh
we
man.
we got problems, girl.
Erectile dysfunction.
ED.
Okay, lay it on us. We're ready.
All right, here we go. Okay. Mark down a point if you have used a portable CD player.
Yeah.
If you have worn flared jeans that dragged on the ground.
Definitely.
If you watched TGIF.
Obviously.
If you remember when Hot Topic first opened at the mall.
No, I don't remember when it first opened.
All right. If you played Oregon Trail at school.
Fuck yeah, I played Oregon Trail. That was the OG video game.
I
Yes.
still play it now.
Work.
I got it. On my
Okay.
phone.
If you watch Buffy the Vampire Slayer / Dawson's Creek block on the WB,
What if you only watch Dawson's Creek?
will you watch part
can't-
of the
you
block?
still get a count. You still get
Yeah.
a point.
All right. If you downloaded music from Napster,
Oh hell yeah!
No, that one I didn't. That was too much for me. I used to buy my shit.
if your first cell phone was analog, meaning a button push.
I had a Nokia
Okay,
Ooh.
I had a Nokia.
that you
Okay.
could use as a weapon. The battery was like as big as
And
the
it's,
back of
I'm
it.
pretty sure they're still alive today, the Nokias. They're still killing
Yeah,
it.
that's one of the stocks on Wall Street bets, man. That's going up. You bet your ass I bought some.
All right. If you had weird conversations with strangers in Yahoo chat rooms.
Oh.
No, I stayed out of the chat rooms. I heard that was a dangerous place.
Yahoo,
That's right.
AOL,
That's where all the gay boys were. Yahoo
Oh.
chat.
Syracuse men for men.
All right. If you remember M&M colors that included light and dark brown.
Yeah. I remember that actually. Yeah.
All right. If you're allowed to eat peanut butter at school.
Oh,
I don't remember that. I didn't go to school, so
You
that's-
didn't go to school. I was busy.
I
you
guess
know.
that's why that one doesn't count.
Oh, here you go. This one's
Working.
particularly catered. If you watch Wild and Crazy Kids, Guts, and Legends of the Hidden Temple.
I mean, hello. What? Well,
So good. So good.
oh, wasn't
I
that the
mean-
one with Omar
Wild and Crazy Kids.
and, somebody?
Probably. All right. If you watched actual music videos on MTV.
Yeah. Sure did.
All right.
What about Hey Dude?
Hey, dude, was before then.
Yes. If you just miss being young enough to fully appreciate SpongeBob SquarePants.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Shit.
I did not like it.
I was
too old for
growing
that.
up by then. If you remember how exciting it was when Gushers first came out.
I do actually.
I remember everybody like I did.
Fudge.
Don't
good.
give me something with a bunch of like liquid shit in the middle. Now
It was trading.
Jeffrey doesn't like a squirter.
Listen, after my first sexual experience, I could never eat over easy eggs anymore. There was no more dunking the toast, man. I couldn't do it after I swallowed.
All right. Mark it down if you had a GeoCities or Angel Fire website.
Oh my God.
Wait, what? What was the first one?
If you had a GeoCities or Angel Fire website.
Mm-mm.
Yeah, no.
GeoCities was like the oh God.
All right.
I don't know that. What is that?
Explain it, Jeff.
It was kind of like Google, right? Like it was what we had. Like you could only do. There was nowhere to go online when
very primitive web pages.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay.
Okay. If you saw Titanic at least twice in theaters.
Twice.
Yeah, I did.
Try like 7.
I brought my poodle in the bag, and she watched it.
I wasn't going to get in the middle of the aisle to find the seat because they only had 2 seats left. And my cousin and I went to the first time we saw it. I sat on the floor in the back. I'm like, I'm not fucking getting in the I wouldn't do it.
With those folk.
Sat on the floor for 3 hours.
I sure fucking
If you
did.
remember, here's one. If Mark took on a point, if you remember when the first, now that's what I call music CD came out.
Okay.
Oh.
I started collecting those at like CD number 8.
Yeah.
And then I went to London and they were already on like CD number 47. I'm like, what is this?
What is the world?
What have I missed?
All right. You guys are going to have to explain this next one to me because I don't know what it is. Mark down a point if you know what Homestar Runner is. I don't know what Homestar Runner is.
Home style runner?
Homestar Runner. I don't know.
Like, we
anyway.
get no points for that one.
All right. Here's another one that we're going to have to mark down points for. Mark down point if you remember when Rugrats, Ren and Stimpy and Doug came out as the first original cartoons on Nickelodeon.
Oh, yeah. Well, I mean,
Well, hello. All right. You have to mark down a point if you had a Blockbuster membership card.
Mm-hmm.
Fuck yeah.
And one from every video store in town.
And here we go. Here's another one. Mark down a point if you watch Nick at Night.
Of course. Nick at Night. The viewer's dream.
Okay. Well, this rules me out. Mark a point down if you were on Facebook when it required a college email address.
No.
No.
I think I was still on MySpace.
Yeah, girl.
I was
too busy curating that top 6 like no one's business.
Yeah.
I was like seeing this guy in Arizona, and he was like on Facebook, and he got me on there, but nobody I knew was on there.
All right, mark a point down if you're on Facebook when photos were first introduced.
I
think this is for people older than us, so that's nice to know.
Good.
Okay, mark down a point if you were on Facebook when you could edit other people's walls.
I don't remember that.
Nope.
I don't remember that either. Okay. Mark down a point if you owned a Beanie Baby.
Yeah, I'm sure I did.
Yeah, I'm sure you did too. What about mark down a point if you owned a poster of a boy band and or Britney Spears?
Obviously.
You know what? Katrina, Uncle Lenny got me the first a cassette tape of Britney Spears, baby. She's like, she's gonna be big, Jeffrey. She's gonna be big. I heard this is all the rage. It's good. Britney Spears. She's singing in a nice little schoolgirl outfit. You love it.
All right, here we go, guys. Last 3. Mark down a point if you remember the O.J. Simpson trial.
Oh yeah.
Yes.
They busted into. They let us watch it in school.
I was in part of the original chase.
I'm sorry.
Yeah, when they were going down the freeway, they went through Orange County, and me and my dad were on there, and we went to go pick up Thai food, and my mom and grandparents were at the house, and they're like, "Oh, we saw you. You were in there on the freeway."
Yes, bitch.
Mm-hmm.
All right. So, look, not only Like, is she culturally significant? She's historically significant. Come on.
Where were you when OJ was running away? Bitch, I was there.
I was on the
there.
freeway.
I was getting myself some pad thai.
I was in Anaheim, California.
All right, mark yourself a point down if you remember when Bill Clinton was in office.
Oh, yeah. I cried when he got elected. I thought it was the end of the world.
And lucky last, mark down a point if you got kicked off your parents' health insurance after graduating college.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, I had my own, but yeah.
All right.
Wow,
What's the points, kids? Tally them up.
19.
Oh, girl, we old.
I whooped your ass.
Did you?
15, 22.
22. Yeah, we are. So we are the cusp. We're not the eldest elder millennials, but we are just underneath. So we're happily
Well,
in the
Steve,
middle.
what was yours?
I think mine's like a couple of points different just because of the cultural
merit. Yeah.
Yeah,
I thought you were gonna ask questions like who like snuck, in the middle of the night and was drinking hooch, like that malt beverage hooch, or
Not
this is
I.
Zima.
No, Zima.
I remember
Ah,
seeing
Stenka,
Zima, but no.
Gorgeous. Well, that was a bit of fun. That just exposed
was
how old
fun.
we are.
Yeah.
Fun.
Who got the hooch, baby? It's
So
No,
I've got a
no.
little bit more fun because it seems to me and in general that us elder millennials are now becoming the target. We're becoming the target of a bit of hate from Generation Z because you know how we're like, Gen X. They're so you live long enough to become the villain in your own story. It's just like, wait, I'm not someone's, and I think I get separation because I'm not someone's parent. No one's telling me how lame I am.
Same.
But you're just like, wow. They're like, millennials love GIF reactions. It's like, yeah, we do. I'm always like, ooh, girl. But I thought with these embarrassing moments in life, I would come up. I jumped through some BuzzFeed articles and found some embarrassing ass stories. So if anything you can relate to here, let's shoot
I
off.
like
And here we go. Number 1. At the corner of my eye, I just mistook another student for a trash can and threw my trash at her. This is the most embarrassing moment of my life. And then the reply is, but not as embarrassing as getting mistaken for a trash can.
Oh, that's awful.
I mean, could you imagine just fully like?
Well, we had this girl that she had like the Coke bottle glasses and thing going through elementary school with us, and she was just always off the beat, beat to her own drum. And she did fall down the stairs in middle school and ended in a trash can. Allison, hi. Oh yeah.
She's not
Poor
joking.
thing.
Yeah, it was.
Is he grossy anymore, Jeff? It's okay. All right, number 2, Kat. I think you're gonna love this one. I offered this girl some noodles after sex. She had the nerve to say, "So everything's 2 minutes here."
Well, she ain't wrong. She has a right to know.
That was my marriage. There you go.
Oh,
I'm just kidding.
Jeffrey spilling the tea this
I don't want no 2-minute man.
Look, those noodles get you through hard times. Sometimes when you're a student, you gotta have the deluxe.
Sometimes you gotta put Justin Timberlake's head in your mouth.
Sometimes it's a ramen kind of evening.
I won't even walk around the store if somebody has ramen noodles in their cart. Like if you're checking out, I go wait. I'm not. No,
someone's got some internalized guilt and something.
No,
there.
That was not something we ate. I knew it was for poor people. I wanted to want it. We were poor, so I don't know why we weren't eating it. You know what I mean?
Like I'm not that poor.
There's limits.
Fagged off to get some Oreos. Oh,
no noodles for me.
No noodles for Jeffrey.
Okay.
I only eat pasta. No noodles.
Right. He does eat some pasta, and he cooks some
Pasta baju.
pasta.
Hey, Ma, come over. My ma's got to make you some biscotti.
Mhm.
All right. Anyway, rushing off the bus this morning, I slipped and fell. $2 worth of change fell out of my pocket. This bitch go yell, "Damn, Sonic, you good?" I almost snapped their ass. I mean, falling in public is never good. Like, really?
I always did as a kid because I was so fat. Like at times, like oh god, gym class.
I remember quite recently, in the last couple of years, I was teaching a dance workshop in front of a good 60 school children and their teachers. And I went, because I was up on the stage and they were on a dance floor. So I went to come down and stepped on the stair, but rolled my ankle at the same time, fell, did a forward roll down the rest of the stairs and just landed on the floor like Ariel, the Little Mermaid. I'm like, oh my God. And they're like, oh, I'm like, I'm fine. Keep going. And like, I literally took my, like, once it was finished, because I had like 3 back to back.
Oh,
I rolled my pant leg up and there was blood everywhere. I was like, everything's okay. Everything's okay.
I took a bad fall. I was playing Oompa Loompa and I was 7 years old and I fell off the stage when the light went dark. Smacked my tailbone, broke my tailbone, and I had to go to the 3rd grade with a broken butt.
Oh,
that's embarrassing. Yeah, I fell off stage in drag and like broke my heel. I had one of those chunky heels. I was doing the Cardigans Love Fool, and I had like one of the mini baseball bats, and my ex happened to be there. Right. And I'm coming down the stairs, and I land on my face. The one shoe is like completely off my foot. The other one was like, but I broke the heels like going down, you know. So they weren't even. Yeah, both.
So then you're just kind of like tilting along.
Well, here's the thing. So when
converted to flats,
the one is just around my ankle. Like the straps are around my ankle, but it's not on my foot. So I just popped right up. My wig was all jacked up. I had to put it back on forward. It just wasn't cute. I made so much money. It wasn't even funny because they couldn't. Well, I landed on my face. Like I fell off the stage on my face. And the baseball bat went flying. It took somebody out in the audience. Like I remember, like when I popped up, I could see the workers rushing over there because it hit them hard. And I made a shit because I just popped up and kept doing the song, and I was like, you know what I mean? Like I was giggling.
Yeah, you were doing, being a professional.
But the thing is a lot of them thought that I planned it. And I'm like, bitch, did you see me? I hit like a refrigerator. Like. I did crazy shit, but that hurt. I wasn't bleeding though, thank God.
That's
crazy.
Good.
I saw Jennifer Lopez take a chronic tumble in Vegas. So she was coming forward and singing. Her shoe, I don't know, slipped on the runway and she fell face forward into the ground, like onto her stomach. You heard her go, like the. So she was singing live.
Oh, no!
She was singing live because it knocked the wind out of her. She was up in 0.5 of a second. You just heard, and you heard it because it went, boom. And she's like, I'm right. I'm like, J-Lo. Whoa.
That girl falls a lot.
That's a bad bitch.
But she recovers. It's all about the recovery, kids. All about the recovery. All right. My boyfriend just said, hey! And I yelled, must be the money! Because I did not realize he had just started a Zoom conference call.
How many young people wouldn't even understand that?
I mean, come on.
Because if
I did not know that one.
Their parents have failed them. If that's
just pretend like we're Punky Brewster and Freddie Prinze Jr. and Smoke Al in the back of the Benzie.
It's fucking spoiler alert, man. This guy.
this bitch, man. This bitch.
Seriously.
But I can only imagine, because even some of the stuff on Zoom that we saw, because I as a dance teacher, we went online pretty much the week after the week that lockdown started in Australia, and you just see people's parents wandering by and like cats and dogs, and like I'm just like, I got to know my students very well during that time.
Yeah.
Like,
my favorite
inside of your house
thing to listen in to my one kid's Zoom calls, because the kids get on there and the one kid's like, yo, Miss, what is the teacher's name? He's like, your boy's in the kitchen making pancakes. And then some little girl today was like, yeah, sir. It was yesterday. Yes, I don't know. Today.
One of the days.
She's like, so this weekend, mommy and I went and spent the night at her new friend's house. And she's like going in, and the teacher's just like trying to get the subject.
Too much information.
Right? So at that point, I start messaging the teacher in the message app, and I'm like, oh my God. I'm like, this is why I'm single.
See, we had
amazing.
We had arsy little shits that would turn their cameras off.
Oh, that happens
so that they wouldn't have to actually be doing work. I'm like, if you're not here, I'm kicking you out. I'm like, tell your parents because they're paying for you to have a lesson. All right, here's a good one. I laughed at this just because it's stupid. I once walked into Subway and asked for a moot ball feet long. Said shit directly afterwards and walked out. I could never go back.
I know that.
Big ball foot long.
I say shit backwards all the time.
Oh, don't even. The worst, I did it once when I was waiting tables, and I said to a whole table of people, would you like a glass of ass water? Would you like a glass of ass water?
We had this miserable fucking nun in middle school that was the librarian, and she'd make us do these crazy assignments. And
what'd you do to her?
I didn't get the paper that we had to do, and she like had a beard, and her name was Helen Tress, so we called her the Tasmanian Devil. And we swear that her and the principal were like banging. So I'm like,
allegedly.
Allegedly.
Sister,
she's probably dead.
Sister Mary Clarence.
I said, sheet, I don't have a sister.
Clarence.
Instead of saying, sister, I don't have a sheet, I said, sheet, I don't have a sister. So she gave me detention because she said I was swearing.
Oh, no sense of humor, those nuns.
I one time sent an email asking for a basket of bread and butt plugs. I was trying to say bread and butter, and I was doing like talk text, and my phone decided to use the word butt plugs, but I had never used the word butt
That means
plugs.
It had to be in the dictionary, though.
I had not used it. It was like a new phone, and I had certainly never emailed it. And I asked a professional caterer for a basket of bread and butt plugs.
Well, you reckon that's bad. This one is worse. Babe, I wish we could fucking eat pizza after every night. Dad, I'm so sorry. That's a text message you don't want to send, girl. I love that. So the original one said at 2:14, and then they waited till the next day, or till 10:46 to go, oh shit.
Oh, I would die.
You would die. I mean, just time to leave the planet.
That would be
right?
like sending your dad a nude. That's like comparable. That's because that's what he's picturing.
Yeah. Pizza as well. Well, look, it's a high carb food, but whatever. This one's a little bit longer. In my hungover state, I went food shopping. I reached for a pack of sausage, and someone reached at the same time. So I stepped back and said, "Sorry, you go ahead." I then actually realized I'd seen my own arm in the mirror. Apologized to myself in front of a lady. It
sounds like something Vera would do.
Look, in your like, there's been some terrible moments when I've been hungover, and you're just like, what? That does not surprise me at all.
Oh, God. That motherfucker was hungover.
Hungover. This next guy's just gonna wish that he was hungover because of this. I broke up with my girlfriend at a restaurant, and she started crying. Everyone thought I had proposed, so they started clapping.
Oh no!
I would have just walked out.
Look, what do you do in a situation like that? Like, I love spying a bit of a public argument and stuff, but when you're in it, it's a different story.
I'll follow people around the grocery store so I can hear that fucking fight.
I got to know.
But I mean, how do you? There is no way to exit that situation gracefully.
No.
She's crying, and you're.
Yeah, what
You
would
could have
do?
at least escorted her outside with
No,
you.
you broke up. It's not my fault they're clapping. Bitch, enjoy your freaking engagement. I'm out.
She might have got a free bottle of champagne or something out of it, though, at least.
I hope so.
I hope so too. I had to go to the library and pay a fee. I was practicing in the car between I have to pay a fine and I have to pay a fee. And I walked in and firmly said, I have to pay, and slapped a $5 bill on the counter. The fee was like 10 cents, and I walked out. It was like 3 years ago, and I still haven't been back.
And they didn't even get credit for that $5, you know.
No, they still owe the fine. They still owe the fine.
It's now
Like,
probably like
whatever.
$35.50.
Well, that's it. You just don't return to, like, that's what libraries are for, right?
No.
Listen,
You
No.
borrow, or in my case, here we go. I borrowed a Sabrina the Teenage Witch novel,
Mhm.
as you do.
Of course.
Yes.
And my new dog, literally, I don't even know how it was possible, chewed through half the book, but didn't destroy it. It just had teeth holes all through the bottom corner of the book, so it was like pierced. I was like, I can't take this back. They're going to charge me. So I remember we drove past one day and I ran and just stuffed it in the mail slot and ran away. I was like, can't go back to the library ever again.
I actually had a library book stolen when I was on vacation with Joe's family in Florida. Somebody went into our condo, like the cleaning people or whatever, stole the damn book. Didn't it show up on eBay?
Not your same stolen book. You shut up.
Yes, because it said like, oh, old library book, whatever, and I could see that it said the library on it, and I went and looked, and the sellers were from the same city, and I'm like, you son of, it was a new book, it was like brand new, and it was one of the hot sellers. So I'm like, just out of curiosity, does that say
Where'd you
blah blah
get
blah,
this?
blah blah blah? And they fucking blocked me, and I was
Ooh.
Did you
I
report them to
reported-
eBay for stolen
I
purchases?
sure did. I was pissed. I'm like, you motherfuckers. And then I called the library. I'm like, what do I do? Can I just buy another copy of the book? They're like, no. No, I had to pay like some exorbitant price to replace the
For
book.
like-
It's
Yeah, like $50 for a book that's 10. You're like,
no, well, I mean, it was probably like
Well, hard copies
$35.
more.
I know, but still. Yeah. Like, I'm only getting a soft cover. Okay. Yesterday at Target, the cashier said, your receipt's in the bag. And I responded with, you too. So I've been dealing that with for the past 18 hours. I'm slowly coming to terms with it, which is cool.
Why would that be Luke? Like, he would be stressing for 18 hours about doing that.
Look, I say some stupid shit to people, and then you just go,
Oops.
That's
Oh, yeah.
okay.
What I meant was.
What happened was I had a small stroke.
You're not important to me, and I don't care.
Look, I'm the one behind the counter. They don't
Where is that?
Yeah.
Okay.
Tell us how you really feel, Jeff. I seriously need a job where I don't have to interact with people. I just asked a table if they were celebrating anything. And when they said their dad's birthday, I bought them a birthday table decoration. And then they decided to tell me he's not coming because he's dead. What? What?
That wasn't the server's fault.
No, that wasn't. But I have a really good restaurant story. One of the girls that I trained. I used to work for Lone Star Steakhouse and Saloon. Line dance. Yeah, I was like, I trained her, and then one of the nights that she was by herself for the first time. God. Jen, if you're watching this, I'm sorry. The customers finished their food, and they're like, oh, she's like, do you want a dessert menu? Like, oh, no, we're really full. And then she proceeded to turn to the woman, reach out, and rub her stomach and say, it's okay. You're eating for two. She was not pregnant. She was not. She physically touched this woman's stomach and rubbed it. And I'm like, dude.
Did she get to keep her job?
Yeah, she was like,
if you did that here, you'd get sued.
I know. Look, it was the early 2000s.
So sued here for that.
Listen, I've had a theory for my whole life. I've used because I was always around pregnant women and kids. I never, ever assume anybody's pregnant.
No. And from that day, I never assumed.
No.
They
But
could just be fat.
I just don't know what came over her to actually physically touch a stranger.
Yeah.
I'm just like,
Yeah,
I think she was trying to be, because like, like the whole thing was like, we got to sit down with them and like, you know, make them feel welcome. Like, dude, you don't touch people.
Yeah, but people do it so much. Like, that's one thing that a lot of pregnant women have complained. Like, they don't like people touching them.
Getting all up in their
people
shit.
do it. Like, it is a thing that happens. Like,
Ew.
it's very fucked up.
You're like, get off me.
Right. Like, I wouldn't want you touching me if I wasn't pregnant. So why
Like,
are
I
you
just-
touching me now?
I just watched all the Miss Congeniality movies, and when Sandra Bullock tackles Dolly Parton in The Venetian, she's like poking her boob. She's like, "What are you touching me?" That's what I would do as a pregnant person. What are you touching me?
All right, here's a fun one. New developments. Apparently, my mum isn't even home, and the person I've been hearing puttering around my house is the carpet cleaning service. I've been yelling, "Grill me a cheese" at them for 20 minutes.
Hey, you!
Grill me
Meatloaf!
a cheese!
Listen, I feel like hired help is hired help. They should have just done it.
They should have multitasked. They would have.
They weren't
gotten
hired
away.
for that.
It doesn't matter.
They might not know how.
Oh, here's ultimate cringe. Okay. My boyfriend met my family for the first time, and we were playing catchphrase, and his word was boner. Instead of skipping it like a normal person, he said something that Bridget gives me right in front of my father.
Oh.
No.
The cringe. The cringe. It's like, could you imagine?
I hope they didn't actually figure out what it was.
Like, boner! You're like, oh, God. That's not cute. It's not Is there a story there, Jeffrey? That looked like something. Oh,
I don't remember.
Nothing we can tell on air.
All I have to
You know,
say is
that's
poor
not
Mama Emmett. She's probably been through some things.
good. She got
Well, there was this
PTSD,
one
girl.
time at an event in my house. No.
I don't know what you're talking about. Anyway, next.
Anyway, next. Ask Katrina's bed how that worked out.
Oh, this shit was broke.
This
Bro.
one's amazing. I was at the airport. The TSA agent told me to scan my license face down, but I just heard scan your face down. So I put my face on the scanner and waited. I wish this was a joke, but no, it happened. And the TSA guy could not stop laughing. And now I have to go into witness protection.
Oh, you want to scan my face? Okay.
Could you imagine? I don't even. I just can't. Like it's so much effort to get people to take their shoes off. Like
Here, let me put
scan
my
your whole
face in
face. You want me to scan my whole face? Okay. Oh dear. All right, lucky last one. While I was out walking the dog, I noticed a neighbor waving at me through her living room window. How nice! So I waved back rather enthusiastically. She was washing her window. There's nothing worse though than and you're like, oh, they're not waving.
I do it all the time. I do it all the time. I'm so blind. I'll go talk to people. I'll smack someone. I'll hug them. I'll sneak up and give them a kiss on the cheek. And then that's not the person I thought it was. Like, I'm just attacking strangers all the time. Or I'll go up and say, what up, bitch? And then I'll be like, oh, sorry.
My friend did that to a girl in the school library. We were there and we thought this girl was one of our friends. And I'm like, I'm looking at her fucking studying and, whatever. And she goes, I'm going to scare her. I'm like, Jade, that's not Carrie. Jade, that's not Carrie. And she was too late. She's like, ran up behind her and went, you're not Carrie! Ran out, like screamed at the top of her lungs, ran out of the library. I don't think she ever set foot back in the library again. I'm hiding at the back in the stacks, been like, what's going on? But that was one of the funniest things I've ever seen in my life.
I kind of assaulted somebody.
Kind of.
Well, so I actually went in public.
Oh, recently?
Yeah. So I went with Lidge's daughter. I called her, was like, her mom was coming to watch the kids, and I said, well, what are you doing? She's like, not the why. So you want to drive me? Because I don't like to drive either, you know. Why drive when you can have somebody? So we get to the Walmart, and I'm not good at the store, right? Like this whole thing, like I'm not good. I start breaking down after about 20 minutes. I got to get the fuck out of there. Like I was going to go get shit for Tyler's birthday. I didn't even get that far. I'm like, I just got to go. But so we're going around the corner, and I have the shopping cart, and there's a worker with like a cart thing of her own, but it wasn't. And she was looking down, and I came around the corner, and I thought I had it, and I didn't, and I hit it.
You wiped her out, didn't you?
Oh, dude, I took this bitch out, but not just her, but me. Like I was like over the fucking shopping cart, like in the thing. Haley's on the floor laughing, and the lady's face was like. And I'm like, I'm so sorry. I'm like, this is why they took away my driver's license. And I just start thinking up. I see Haley roll. And she's like, why did you tell her they took away your driver's license? I'm like, I didn't know what to say.
Oh,
So
there's nothing.
Yeah. She was real fucked up. She was real
He's
upset
like
about it.
physically injuring someone
like,
else.
I know I crashed into you, but I don't have insurance.
I said I was sorry and then gave her a little story. Well, I mean, what else do you want from me?
Fucking hell, Jeffrey.
I want you to have insurance.
I want you to stop like vehicular manslaughtering people in the mall.
I don't hit people with cars, just shopping carts.
Yeah, well, look. It's four wheels.
Well, there was the one time with the car, but I mean, I didn't really hit him. He jumped out of the way in time.
That
should
be why they took away your driver's license.
Twice now.
Yeah.
There
Once
we
with
go.
My grandfather, but I feel
Allegedly.
I feel like, though, in fairness, he ended up like killing grandma, so it was okay. You know what I mean? I should have. If I would have.
You were just trying to get in there Yeah.
I was a teenager. I was young. He pissed me off. He called me a fat.
You were having a quantum leap moment. You were trying to change the destiny.
Yes.
You know.
But the transmission slipped. The car jumped, and him with his cane fell his fat ass, and he's rolling down the drive. Oh, it was great.
Sorry, I remember seeing it. I remember seeing an old man fall on the bus.
No,
I'm going to hell. We were on a school excursion. And I think we were going to camp, and I was sitting looking at the window, and this old man from
he can't even get through it.
Fell from a standing position, but didn't hit his head or anything, to a horizontal position and started rolling down the hill like a log. His hat came off his head and rolled in front of him. It was like. And no one else saw it. I'm like, what? Was that a glitch in the Matrix? Because it's just like he stopped and went, doink, and just log rolled. And his bowler hat's just taken off down the street. I'm like,
oh, poor little pumpkin.
Look, I'm sure he was fine.
Joe did that in Wegmans. He had his wisdom teeth out. Bitch, we're standing at the pharmacy going to get his pills. And Joe's tall, right? You know. And Steve, just like you, he went just, whoom, and I was standing next to him. I couldn't even like react in time to try to catch him or anything. And like everybody's surrounding us. He's like, I can never go in Wegmans again. Go to the hospital. He ended up like having a mark on his brain because it's like I'm like, he hit his head.
Yeah, he would have hit it hard too if he was unconscious.
Like
he would have just went,
and he just.
Well, yeah, this old guy didn't hit his head or anything. He put his hands down and like stopped himself from, but he just rolled off into the sunset, never to be seen again.
Oh.
Some say he's still rolling to this day.
What was he rolling with the homies?
Oh, rest in peace.
This is the rag that Alan used when he got ice when he hit my head.
Yeah, don't throw that in the fire. No, don't burn that. Oh my god! One more funny story because it's always funny to watch people run into windows. I remember my family back in the day, so it would have been like probably mid-90s, and Sizzler. Oh, Sizzler was off the chain, like so popular.
Oh yes.
Sizzler. We were all sitting there eating our cheese, like our bread and whatever. And this woman, actually, no, it wasn't a woman. It was another old man. The whole of the outside of
You've had
Sizzler.
good luck with the old
The
men.
whole of the outside of Sizzler was glass. Right?
Shit.
Just segmented glass.
No.
He ran like full force into a sheet. Full force.
Yes.
Bang. But what's worse is not only that and him coming off it, but because it was all attached, it went all the way around the restaurant. So it was like this like butterfly effect of embarrassment. And everyone kind of just went and just went back to their sister because
important thing. Yeah.
Oh God, I've killed Jeffrey. Sorry.
Okay.
Listen. This.
Use your words, Jeffrey. Use
We
your
were
words.
at a picnic at my mom's friend's house, and I was probably like 10 or so, and the friend's father-in-law was sitting at the table eating his potato salad at this barbecue, and all of a sudden he fucking like starts wigging out and he spits everything out. Well, his false teeth came out with it because a bee landed in the potato salad. He didn't see it and he went bit it. So he was getting stung in the mouth, but he spit it out so far that his choppers came out and like landed in other people's plates. I, being the kid that I am, like those kind of things I can't handle. I just can't look. So I'm losing it. My mother grabbed me by the back of my hair and like fucking, she's losing it too. Like she was just like we're done. She pulls me out front and she's like, oh God, it was. I gotta find no man, but his fucking teeth, like it was like slow motion, just watching, and not once. It was the top and the bottom,
upper and lowers out.
Out, just
covered
like,
in drool.
Oh my God!
Potato salad.
And then I was like, "Do you think he's gonna get the other person a plate because his teeth are in there, freaking, Jello mold?" It wasn't good, man. Oh, it's one of the best.
Best part about getting older. You go, stuff like this happens to you, and you go, you know what? I've had worse. And you go, put it in the fuck it bucket and send it away. You can see the funny thing of it because, like, if shit like this happens to you in like your early 20s, late teens.
Oh, you're traumatized for like life.
Shut you down for life. Yeah, like, and I'm like, bitch, I am past 35. I don't give a fuck anymore.
Have you ever had an asthma attack while banging away? That's pretty horrific.
No.
Oh yeah.
This like, recent, Jeffrey.
No. I was like young, and it was. Remind me, it was the one that like Luke almost years ago. Yeah. And we were like in the middle of getting busy, and the next thing I know, I can't breathe, and I'm like, I'll be right back, and I'm running to go get these.
Sexy, sexy times.
So my 20s were traumatic.
I
think everyone's were.
Could you imagine?
My 20s were amazing. I'm sorry.
Oh, I had a lot of fun. I don't remember much of it. But
two words for you: garlic
nuts.
Nuts.
Dirty bitch.
Garlic.
Garlic nuts.
I keep saying that to myself all the time. I'm just like garlic. Just because I like to,
Mm-hmm.
Are we going to have a segment called Garlic Nuts and talk about our hot fly boys of the week?
We should.
Sure.
We got to fight Italian boys with their garlic nuts. I mean,
send your photos to Katrina A Johnson from Nickelodeon's All That to her Instagram page or her Facebook page, and we'll let you know how you rate.
Yeah, exactly. They should probably whack
along with how many quarters you are.
Yes.
Yeah.
If you know, you know. If you know, you know.
If you know, you know. Hashtag, if you know, you know.
Mm-hmm.
What happened was.
Well, we hope that that's entertained you for a little while.
I was entertained because the only other thing I did, I snuck out of my hotel room and I got a matching manicure to my purse.
This bitch.
I got my nails done to match the bag. That's how much time I have on my hands, literally on my hands.
Always with the nails.
Beautiful.
My favorite Power Ranger manicure.
What?
What?
Well, I
See,
mean,
even
how
I know
else are
that
you
story.
supposed to attract them if you don't, that gives
She
them a
did.
wide open.
She
Come on
rolled
through.
into Power Morphicon like 2012 with all the power. Her and Joe are getting tanked, and she's like, "Do you like my nails?"
Yeah, and
Cause
it works.
trouble everywhere.
Yeah, I walk by a red
That's
one. I'm
good.
like, this one's for you, baby.
Except
It
for that one that
worked.
murdered people.
Yeah, he wasn't there, but
He was
were
otherwise engaged.
but we were Facebook friends and we were like chatting.
But he was just like an extra.
Little did you know.
No, he was one in the later years. He was very handsome.
There was another one that did.
He wanted to take me snowboarding.
At least he didn't want to take you on a boat, girl.
Jeez, how many
ended badly.
murderers could that kid show have?
Well, let's not dig into the dark.
Oh, was it the one that killed the dude with the sword?
The sword guy.
Oh,
yeah. Oh, girl.
This is why I didn't sleep with any of them.
Oh.
Yeah, that's why.
Me. Yeah, me either.
I did. Listen, have you, Steve, fuck that sleep. Have you seen Handmaid's Tale?
Yes.
I haven't.
It's disturbing. I
know that I should be under his eye.
It is traumatic. I'm like, blessed be the fruit. But I'm like, listen, if that shit was going down, I was looking at Lidge and I'm like, listen, pussy is for me. Like, you got to lower your voice because it's like, kill fags.
Yeah. Now, hold on. I can. G'day, how you going? That's my hair. There you go, love. There you go, love.
I would do you both a solid and I'd marry you. So then you'd be safe.
She's got
welcome.
Sister wives.
You're welcome.
Sister wives. Cat sister wives.
And
DLC, pick up
and then I'd be safe because you wouldn't be using me as a breeding vessel. They take this poor woman, they shove her in front of the husband and the wife, and she's just there, legs open, and they use her as a breeding vessel. It's awful.
Yeah. It gives me so much. Like, I have to keep watching it because it's a great show. Visually, it's amazing. And it's good, but it's horrible. Like, it's fucking your psyche because it could happen any day. Now
you need to look, we need a palate cleanser after that because you've just upset everyone.
Yeah.
So
one.
Go!
Oh!
Are you okay?
And we've got to do it because we always do. Look, Jeff, at least you put your arm down, girl. He's saved.
Dude, I hit the floor so hard and I was so fat at that point. This is the biggest I've ever been. Thank you, divorce.
You didn't crack a tile.
Bitch, no, but I almost cracked a fucking rib, man. That thing. And Candy had warned me for years. She's like, you cannot use the floor buffer. You don't have the arm strength. She's like, it will throw you around. I was like, fuck this bitch. She don't know.
She don't know me.
That's what happened.
She had known. She had known. What happened was she had known.
So, like, I'm like, yo, go back on the camera system and rewind it 5 minutes and see what happened. And she's like, I told you. She's like, I've been thrown into walls.
You gotta see some shit.
Dude, the shit
7 days.
In those stores that was caught on camera, like, I got the video of this one new girl, and she caught the fucking joint on fire. And she's running around, like, you see the smoke, you see the fire happen, and she's like out cleaning the dining room, and then she realizes that you just see her go, oh, you know, she's losing it, jumping up and down, and then she's running around. There's a fire extinguisher right next to the Ansel system, and had that blown off, it'd have been like 35 grand. She couldn't find the fire. So she tried to jump in water, and it was the fryer that was on fire.
Oh, so
water's
not gonna work.
She threw water on it, and then she's doing this thing with
good
her
burger home of the good burger.
God. It was amazing. And Candy's like there cleaning up, and then the chick, I get there, and the chick's still there, and she's like, are you gonna fire me? Do I still have a job or whatever? And I just start laughing, right? And I'm like the business partner, and I just can't. And he's sitting there cleaning, and then she's like, "Well, I'm sorry, I can't stay to clean. I gotta go practice for my driving test." And Candy's like, "I don't know that you really should be driving a car."
No.
Oh my
Jesus.
god! No, it was.
No.
I'll send you the video. It's priceless.
Look, we're probably going to feel like that about this show in a couple of years. Oh my God, look at what we
Probably.
said. All right, kids. Well, it's been real. We will catch up with you very soon. Peace, love, and gossip. Downtown Julie Brown style. Because I'm old.
Go
Bye.
check it out.
You know, I get the feeling we might never see Denise Richards again.
Denise Richards.